Watch how he walks in. No rush. Nobody he has to impress. He checks the account once, out of habit, not fear. The number doesn't scare him anymore. It works for him while he sleeps, earning in the background like a second person who never gets tired. He says no now. To clients, to noise, to people who used to own his calendar. The most expensive word in the world, and he says it like it costs nothing, because for him it finally doesn't. 5 years ago, this exact man had nothing. No savings. No cushion. A checking account that went red if he breathed wrong, and a Sunday night dread he thought was just part of being alive. So how does someone cross from that to this? Not in a lottery. In a sequence, 5 moves in order, and faster than anyone tells you, because each move makes the next one easier. Watch the whole climb. Watch how quick it actually moves once it starts. It starts at the bottom. It does not stay there long. He was broke, but on one ordinary night, he did the thing most people spend their whole lives avoiding. He added up the whole number and said it out loud. Every debt, every balance, the real total, no flinching, no looking away. That sounds small. It is the entire turning point. Because you cannot fix a number you refuse to look at, and the moment he looked, the number stopped being a monster under the bed and became a problem with a solution. He didn't try to get rich that night. That's the mistake. Broke people reach for rich and grab nothing. He reached for stable. One rung, not the whole ladder. He wrote a single sentence on an index card and stuck it where he'd see it every morning. I am done being 1 bill away from zero. And for the first time, he believed a thing about his own future. No money changed hands that night. Nothing in his account moved. But everything had already started, because the floor isn't a place you live, it's the place you push off from. The first thing he built wasn't wealth. It was a wall. $1,000 set aside in a separate account, not touched. It took him a few months of selling things he didn't need and working a Saturday shift, but he got it there, and the day he did, the ground under him stopped shaking. It sounds too small to matter. It changes everything, because the moment you have a buffer, the world loses its power to charge you the broke tax. No more overdraft fees, no more late fees. No more paying a payday lender 400% because the car died on the wrong week. And the car did die. It always does. But this time he paid the $300 from the buffer, refilled it the next month, and nothing else in his life moved. The emergency that used to detonate his whole year became a Tuesday errand. For the first time, he wasn't reacting, he was deciding. That's what control feels like at the start, small, quiet, and completely unfamiliar. $1,000 didn't make him rich. It made him calm. And calm is the thing that lets you think 3 moves ahead instead of 1 bill behind. Every move after this one was only possible because he stopped panicking first. Then he did the thing the budgeting gurus never emphasize enough. He raised his income on purpose. Here's the truth nobody monetizing your guilt will tell you. You cannot cut your way out of a low income. There are only so many coffees to skip. But there is no ceiling on what you can earn once you're worth more. Saving is subtraction. Earning is leverage. So he picked one skill the market actually paid for, not a hobby, a skill with a price tag, and he got good at it on nights and weekends, while the buffer held the line behind him so he could take the risk. It started ugly. Tired evenings, small wins, work nobody noticed. Month 3, nothing. Month 6, a side client. Then the rate moved. $18 an hour became $30, became $45 for the same hours because he'd made himself worth it. Then the better job. Then freelance work that paid more than the job did. Same man, same 24 hours, worth multiples more, because he invested in the one thing with no ceiling. His income didn't just go up. It became something he controlled instead of something he waited to be handed. And the day you control your income is the day the climb stops being a hope and starts being a plan. Now, the move that quietly turns a good income into actual wealth, he protected the gap. When his income rose, his lifestyle didn't. This is where almost everyone leaks the win. The raise comes, and so does the nicer car, the bigger apartment, the upgraded everything, and a year later they earn more and own nothing. Lifestyle creep eats more fortunes than bad luck ever has. He kept living like the version of him who made less, and he sent the difference, the gap between what he earned and what he spent, straight into a simple, boring index fund. Automatic. Every payday, before his hands could touch it, he paid himself first, like a bill he owed the person he was becoming. The gap is the whole game. Two people can earn the exact same salary and end up in completely different lives, and the only variable that matters is how much daylight they keep between income and spending. The first year, it felt invisible, a few $100s a month, growing slowly, easy to quit on. He didn't quit. And somewhere in year 2, it started moving on its own. The first time he saw a number on the statement that he hadn't earned, gains, dividends, money the money made, something rewired in him. He'd hired a second earner who never slept, never complained, and never asked for a raise. Then he stopped only selling his hours and started owning things that paid him whether he showed up or not. It was small at first, it always is. A modest stake in a friend's business he understood. A little product that sold online while he slept. Eventually a rental that mailed him a check every month for a decision he'd made once. Here's the line that reorganizes your whole life once you really hear it. Workers get paid once for their time. Owners get paid again and again for a thing they built or bought one time. The richest people you can name barely sell their hours at all. They own, and the owning pays them. It was scary. It was smaller and less glamorous than the word owner sounds. He started with one thing he actually understood instead of chasing whatever was loud that month. But the morning the asset paid him while he was asleep, the math of his entire life quietly inverted. He used to trade hours for money and run out of hours. Now he traded money for things that made more money and kept his hours for himself. That's the door most people never find, and he'd just walk through it. And one ordinary morning, the numbers crossed a line he'd circled for years. What he owned earned more than what he spent. Read that again. The assets covered the life. He no longer had to work to keep the lights on. Work became a choice he got to make every morning instead of a sentence he served. That's the definition of rich nobody puts on a billboard, because nobody can sell it to you. Your money covers your life, so your time becomes your own again. He didn't buy a mansion or a loud car. He bought back his mornings. He bought the right to say no to work that drained him, and yes to work that lit him up. He bought the calm you saw at the very start of this. The man who checks the number out of habit, not fear, because the fear has nowhere left to live. The same person who once went into the red for a coffee now answers to no one. Not because the universe finally smiled on him, because he ran the sequence in order and refused to stop on the boring middle stretch where everyone else does. There's a stretch in the middle nobody films because it's boring, and boring doesn't go viral. For about 18 months, it looked like nothing was working. The buffer just sat there. The skill paid pennies at first, a few extra dollars for a lot of extra hours. The index fund crept up by amounts so small they felt almost insulting. He'd check it, see $30 more, and have to remind himself why he was doing this. This is exactly where almost everyone quits. Not at the start, which has adrenaline and a clean slate, but here, in the flat gray middle, where the effort is completely real and the proof is completely invisible. People don't fail at the bottom. They fail in the boring part. He didn't quit. And here's what they really don't show you. When it finally moves, it moves fast. The skill that earned an extra $200 a month in year 1 earned an extra $2,000 by year 3. The gap he was investing, $500 a month into something boring, was nothing at first. Year 1, around $7,000. Year 5, near $40,000. Year 10, close to $100,000, and most of that last stretch was money the money made, not money he earned with his hands. The climb is not a straight diagonal line, no matter how the charts draw it. It's a flat road that suddenly tilts up, all at once, right after the exact point where you wanted to give up. That's the cruel design of it, and also the hopeful one. Because it means the people standing at the top aren't the ones who climbed fastest or started richest. They're simply the ones who were still climbing when the road finally tilted. He was still climbing. That's the whole secret. That's the part they don't show you. Here's the part worth sitting with. Not one of those 5 moves required a rich family, a viral moment, or a genius idea. A buffer. A skill. The gap. An asset. then time. In that exact order, the same 5 moves whether you start at 0 or below it like he did. It is not fast like a lottery ticket. It is fast like a fire, slow to catch, frustrating at the match, and then all at once it's roaring and you can't believe you ever doubted it. Most people just walk away during the smoke, one move before the flame. The man you met at the start of this isn't special. He isn't smarter than you. He's just a few years past a decision that's sitting in front of you right now, tonight, completely free to make. So look at the floor you're standing on and understand what it actually is. Not a trap. Not a verdict. A starting line with a ladder bolted to it and your name already on the first rung. Push off. This is Merlin money. Count it quietly.